Welcome to another episode in our Tortoise Mythbusters series. This has proved really popular because what we've been trying to do here is address some of the common misconceptions that you hear and see handed down as fact all over the place. And some of these have been around for years, others are more recent. But the one we're going to look at today is really very common. And essentially what it says is that when a tortoise wakes up in spring from brumation or hibernation, you need to warm it up really slowly because the shock, allegedly, of a sudden change in temperature is bad for it or can even kill it. And I must say I've heard that myself on a regular basis, virtually every spring for probably the past 40 years. So I thought it's probably a good one to address because actually, like a lot of these beliefs, it's not true. Today, I'm just looking at the conditions out here, and we've had tortoises emerge today. The temperature, the ambient air temperature, about a metre or so off the ground, is about 20 degrees. That's fairly warm. That's actually the air temperature. Down at ground level, it's a lot warmer because it is receiving direct radiant heat, radiation from the sun, hitting the ground, warming the ground up. And just to demonstrate that, I've also going to show you a graph which gives you an idea of those temperatures. So at ground level, it's going to be a lot warmer than 20 degrees. Now, those tortoises, even in brumation during the daytime, sometimes reach temperatures like this. So there is no shock, so to speak. Their temperatures during the day do rise because of the fact that the ground, the substrate, is absorbing solar radiation. Now, I've just taken some other readings now with a solar power meter, and we're getting around about 1,050 to 1,100 watts per square meter measured on a solar power meter. That's quite a lot, and explains why the ground is so warm and why an object placed on the ground really does warm up rather quickly. So the whole idea that they come out of their brumation and then sit there for several days not really doing much, or several hours not doing much, and it's really cold and chilly. No, they don't. They come out into very bright conditions, 130,000 lux today, I've just measured it. Air temperatures in the 17 to 22 degrees Celsius range, which is pretty warm, and definitely straight under some really, really warming solar rays. So within about half an hour to 40 minutes of coming out, their body temperatures are easily around 30 to 32 degrees Celsius, which is full operating temperature if you want to think of it in those terms. So they can emerge, come out, and within 30 to 40 minutes or so, they can be at full operating temperature. So there is no gradual warm up. They come straight out from the ground and warm up very quickly. If you think about it, that makes a lot of sense, because if the tortoise is just laying out there at suboptimal temperatures, not really able to move around very much, it's at risk of predators. It can't go find a nice place to hide and all that kind of things, and it can't eat either. So they do need to get themselves up to temperature very quickly, as quickly as they can, because that improves their safety and it allows them to feed. There are one or two provisos in captivity that we do have to consider, because the captive environment is not like this. It's nothing like this. It's not the same. And if you are relying on heat lamps, that does complicate it, because heat lamps only heat, as we've seen in some of the reports we've done, smaller areas of the shell. They can overheat while leaving the rest of the tortoise really too cold. Ideally, a sunroom if you've got one, a greenhouse if you've got one, or something like that is a better way to warm them up, because that most closely approximates the kind of heating patterns that we get here in the wild. So, just to finish off here, is this true? Is it false? No, it really is completely false, and there is no danger in warming them up rapidly, provided you do it correctly.